Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Prime Master Liege Maximo. Yes, the Prime Masters of the Power of the Primes toy line are finally here. Well, the Wave 1s are at the very least, and I am reviewing them now. Yay! Before we actually get looking into this first one, let's take a quick look at him in the packaging. Purely because the packaging does something a little different that I can express better while they're still in the packaging. So, as you can see on the packaging, you got the artwork of Liege Maximo's Prime Armor, Decoy Armor, I am apologizing, who is modeled off of Skullgrin. I'll get into more of that later. And the card artwork up here with the different Prime logos floating around him. You got the Transformers on the side. You got the Transformers Generations logo there. Power of the Primes, Prime Master in different languages, Liege Maximo, Liege Maximo symbol, Liege Maximo's core or spark mode on the packaging there, the Prime Armor weapon, and Liege Maximo himself in that packaging, and you can see the wheel of the Primes symbols behind them back there. Just clear on the sides, so nothing there. And then on the back, you got Skullgrin Decoy Armor, Liege Maximo, who is a Trickster, cross-sell with Vector Prime, the Time Traveler. And you can see the back of the actual Liege Maximo toy with his symbol on there, which is just very interesting that they cut out a little window just for that. And also, I'm surprised that they actually called out the original, the name of the Decoy Armor, who are the Pretenders. But yeah, that's all there is for them in the packaging, so let's take them out of the packaging and see how they are. And here we are with them out of the package, and they are very, very nice. Very small, very simple, but very neat. Taking a closer look at Liege Maximo here first. Liege Maximo being one of the 12 primes, obviously, as he is one of the Prime Masters. He is the 11th, well, in terms of creation, according to the Prime continuity, or the aligned continuity, he was the 11th Prime created, and he is he's basically the Loki of the Primes. He's the trickster. He tells the false stories. He deceives. He's the one with the good words and the lying and the stuff and the trickery. So yeah, that's him. This is not what he looks like, however. Because they are combining the old Pretender gimmick, this is actually based off the inner robot of Skullgrin. And it is a very nice representation of him. He's got purple arms, purple upper legs, lower legs that are gray chest, and a nice helmet with a purple face and gray paint on the helmet. Just for a quick comparison, here he is next to a Titan Master, and you can see that they basically do the same thing and all of that, except on the back, he has his logo put on there, molded, painted in that like lime green kind of color. And it's very neat. It is a very neat indeed. For articulation, his head does rotate a full 360 degrees. His arms are able to bend that far up and that far out, and his legs are able to bend that far forward and that far back, and his knees are able to bend that far back and that far forward, and you just collapse him in half, and you got him in his hold on, let me check quickly into his, I think that's called his spark mode. I think that's what they're officially going with. No, I'm not seeing the name on the packaging, but I'm pretty sure it's called the spark mode. Because these guys are represented, hold the sparks of the original Primes, as opposed to necessarily being them, which kind of, I guess, works since they don't look like them at all, and they're also very small. But yeah, that's Liege Maximo by himself. But here we also have his Decoy Armor based off of Skullgrin. The Skullgrin Decoy Armor based off the Skullgrin Pretender. And if you don't know what the Pretenders were organic shells that hid the robots inside them for extra robots in disguise stuff going on. But this does look very much like the Skullgrin. Skullgrin was a Decepticon And he does have a very nice tiny Decepticon symbol right on his chest right there. He's got his crazy skull goat helmet going on there. He's got a nice gray chest. Bit of purple going on. A little bit of white picking out with a nice skull belt buckle there. Looking like Sombra, kind of looking like Sombra's symbol from Overwatch, if you know that. Nice purple arms. Gray feet going on there. And then there's the back. There's the back. And also, due to how he works, he's pretty much a brick. His only articulation is that his arms are able to rotate a full 360. There's absolutely nothing else you can do in terms of articulation with the Decoy Armor. But you are able to integrate them together. And to do so, you open the armor like so. You plug Liege Maximo in there using the tab on the back of his legs to go in there. And just everything else kind of fitting into place. And then you just close it up, and there you have Liege Maximo in his Skullgrin Decoy Armor. And the interesting thing is that there are holes in the eyes, so technically makes it that Liege Maximo is looking through those eyes, even though I don't think that's actually possible. I know with the other two, they are actually like looking directly through the opening in their armor, but I don't think that works in this particular case, just because of where Liege's head is and where the eyes are. But A for effort. Maybe more of a C for effort. But anyway, that's not all you can do with the armor. Well, actually, let's leave them in first. You see this giant claw on the back? You can detach this from his back, and that stores on there. This is just a friction hinge right there. And there's a tiny post right there that does fit into the posts in the holes in the hand, so you can allow the Skullgrin armor to be holding this crazy three-bladed grabber claw thing. But the other thing you can do, if you reattach that on, is you take Liege out. You take him out. I said you take him out. You collapse him into a spark mode. You close that up, and you fold this on over. You fold this post down, and there you have Liege Maximo. Oh, and I forgot to actually attach Liege Maximo, and then there are the Time Master posts right there, and then to go into the hole, the Prime Master post now go into the holes at the bottom of his feet, and you just plug him in like so, and there you have them in the weapon mode that allows, and it's just a weapon mode. It's kind of silly, but it's some variety, and you can have bigger bots hold them, of course, as long as they got 5mm posts for hands. You got them going on. He's a bit heavy, so sometimes they may not have the strength in the arms to properly support. These seem to be best for Voyagers and above, from what I've been hearing. Or the combiners as well that we're going to be getting in this line. But yeah, that's Liege Maximo. Oh, and just quick showing off of Liege Maximo himself with interactability with the other gimmicks of the line. Here is a Soup's Prime Armor that you can have him interact with. You just pug it. I don't know why. Liege is kind of loose in this one. Maybe it's just this one, but you just peg him in. You should just peg him in, and he should just sit, but I don't know why mine's not sitting in that one for whatever reason. I haven't tried the other ones. Maybe the other ones work fine. And here's Beachcomber, and you can get Liege sitting inside Beachcomber, and all the other Power of the Primes Legends figures, as well as the Times Legends figures, because they are the same as the Time Masters. I just wanted to show them with an actual Power of the Primes character. And he does all the same interactions with the rest of the Times Return stuff and the Power of the Primes stuff. He even can form a head. Let's show that off quickly. Since the connection between the heads of the Prime Masters and the Time Masters are the same, you can totally just give them weird face mode. Give some Times Return characters some weird face modes. I don't know. I don't know. It's an option. It's things you can do. There's a lot you can, there's actually quite a fair bit you can do with this. And with the character cards, you can figure out what powers each of the different Power of the Primes characters can have, depending upon what prime they have in them. Yeah, that's pretty much all there's to talk about them, about these two figures. So let's go on to some size comparisons right now. Just a quick extra one. Here he is next to Terrible, his tie-in master, as well as the vehicle. Just quick showing that off. Here he is next to Legends class Bumblebee, and you can see that scale going on there. Oh, this peg is supposed to be backwards. Whoops. You can see that scale there. Deluxe Chrome Dome with the Skullgrin armor coming up to the knee. Voyager Megatron. Come on, Liege. You stand. You can stand. There you are. Next to Megatron. Come on. I know you can stand. There you are. Next to Megatron. Next to Six Shot. And of course, here they are. Next to the channel's mascots, Soundwave and Wheeljack. And you can see how they look next to them. So yeah, all in all, this first figure of Power of the Prime Masters is very neat. They're very simple, but I like there's a fair amount of diversity with them. Let's lower the camera so you can see them. There is a fair amount of diversity with them. You can do some different things with them, different things. And the character cards make the interaction, the playability with the others much more interesting, since you know what they specifically do when you have them interact with the other characters from Power of the Primes. Very simple, very neat. At least we're getting some representation of the Primes, and that they are bringing back the Pretender tech, the Pretender gimmick in some fashion, which is very, very nice and very unexpected, honestly. But yeah, I recommend them. They're very nice. Liege is cool. Skullgrin looks cool. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about these two right now. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack signing off.